Ms. Montoya, you and your son, Mr. Sensabaugh, claim you've been lied to by the defendant about the paternity of her child on numerous occasions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you say a recent near-death experience makes today's DNA results more important to you than ever.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Brown, you admit to lying about the paternity of your daughter to both plaintiffs.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say you realize they no longer believe anything you say, and you're hoping today's results will finally uncover the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Brown, you say you were in a relationship. How did it end?
I didn't know that Gregory was such a mother's boy, and that I was dealing with his mother.
How am I a mother's boy?
I would be dealing with his mother more than him. I didn't lay with her, I laid with him. It ended when we were supposed to, we had a conversation, and he had said that he was ready to man up and move in together. So I had found an apartment. I had an apartment that was ready for us to sign the paperwork. He was supposed to show up the day of us seeing the apartment and giving the money and signing the paperwork. He never showed up.
So you're at the leasing office,
He never
ready to
showed
sign
up.
the papers for the apartment, and he never showed?
I called him. He didn't return my call for days later after I left California.
No, you
called
didn't.
me 3 days that I made it into Oklahoma.
No, you
contacted
didn't.
me.
No, you didn't.
And you said,
No, you
where are
didn't.
you and what you doing?
Mr. Sensabaugh, were you done with the relationship? Was that how you broke up with her, by not showing up to sign the lease?
The relationship wasn't even all like that. Like, it wasn't even all how it seemed to be right now. Like, the relationship, she was still talking to her, you feel me, her ex, you feel me? So, like, what was I supposed to do?
Greg, you know the honest to God truth that you told me you was ready to settle down.
Man.
You know that's the honest to God truth.
Regardless to all this, what brings us here is the lies. I just want to get to the bottom of this and see what it is, because there was no closure.
So, Ms. Brown, at some point you almost end up with another guy.
Yes, ma'am. And
What happened?
when I had left California, I went to Oklahoma with my ex. And that's when the calendar comes in.
So after he didn't show up with the leasing office?
I left.
And how soon after you were intimate with Mr. Sensabaugh did you go down to see your ex?
It was soon.
It was soon. All right, so you're admitting to that.
Yes.
Is that evidence you have for me? Jerome, will you pass that?
This is the calendar of the times that I was slept with both of them.
Outlined the dates you were intimate with both men on a calendar, okay? In green are the days you were intimate with Mr. Sensabaugh.
Yes, ma'am.
In red is outlined the dates you were traveling, and then in blue indicates which days you were intimate with your ex.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's
which
another
is
thing,
potential
Your Honor.
father number 2. So yeah, that's doubt.
But even looking at this calendar, it lets me know that she even lied about something else, because I was told she took a plane to Oklahoma, and then when she got off the plane, she was throwing up, I guess, experiencing morning sickness. Now here we go, you drove?
Greg knew.
You told me.
Never
I don't
said.
know what you told
Never
Greg or
said
what he knew.
I never told you that I took a plane to Oklahoma.
Yes, you did.
But did
Never.
you tell her when
Yes,
you
you
got
did.
off the plane?
No.
So when did you tell me you started throwing
I didn't
up?
talk to you until like a little bit after 8 months, when I told him that he may be the father.
You didn't
started
talk to
talking
me
to
until
you.
after you had your baby. That made me conclude that you didn't want to talk to nobody or say nothing, so you could see who the baby resembled, so you can put that baby on somebody, and it just happened to be my son.
This is why I didn't want to say anything.
She looks for love in all the wrong places.
At the end of the day, she didn't care about.
You don't even
She
know
didn't
me.
care about the baby feelings. She cared
At
about
all.
the men feelings. Like, who gonna be mad? She didn't care if the baby's real father was in her life. Who's the real baby? She didn't care about that at the time. She lied.
So, Mr. Sensabaugh, when you heard about the pregnancy, did she say you were the father or you may be the father?
She was for sure that I was the father. She was for sure I was the father. And like, even without a paternity test, I like try to like get the baby out, like to come out there with me. Like, I didn't have no paternity test or nothing. I was just gonna step up and be the father. But I said, can you send her out here? Can my mom come get her? Whatever, like whatever you want me to do, however you want to do it. You can bring her out here on the plane, whatever, I get her. And can I like meet, like get to know her, like she.
So that he'd be able to bond with the child, being that she had three other children. This one child, it shouldn't have affected her other than just her being the mother of the child. For her to come bond with who was supposed to be the daddy.
She was so worried about
You think I was gonna send my child to California with somebody that...
You agreed to it.
But did I do it? Did I do it?
Back down.
If I was in California, I would have let them visit her and stuff. But it was his lifestyle that I was scared of.
That's not true
Of her
either.
letting him
That's
leave
not
with
true
him
either.
and something happening to my child.
That's
I
not
love
true
all my
either.
children equally and dearly.
That's not true
And it
either,
would've
because
just
regardless
been not
of him,
right to-
like I explained to you, regardless of his lifestyle, I would have been the primary responsible person.
And you ain't had the
You're
best
not the
lifestyle
primary
over there
responsible
either.
person when we were sleeping together. So how can I take your word for that?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
My son has had 2 different separate near-death experiences.
He had.
So does he have to die for the truth to
What
come out?
happened?
He's been shot.
And that's the lifestyle that I didn't want to let my daughter leave with.
You was messing with him at the time of his
It
lifestyle.
don't matter. My kids was nowhere involved, unattended with this man.
Well, Your Honor, I almost lost my life. I got shot 6 times. I got shot in the head, in the arm, in the back, in the butt. I got shot. So after that, it made me think, like, what if the baby was mine? Like, what if
You
that's
woke
my baby?
up thinking about Malaya.
Yes.
And did you call Miss Brown and say,
No, I called his mother. I contacted his mother.
No, our first line of communication was you calling him to tell him that the baby was his. After that, I didn't speak to you or hear about nothing about this baby for a month until I got on Facebook and seen a picture of the baby.
I never said the baby was his. I said it was a possibility of this baby
Same
being
difference,
his.
possibility. Same
And so-
difference.
No,
This is
'cause
the
if I
picture
would've
that I
said
seen on
is,
Facebook.
then-
you saw this picture on Facebook?
Yes. And I inboxed her because I wasn't getting no answers from my son.
With the other, like, daddy right there.
Did you inbox her because when you saw the baby, you felt like it could be your son's, or you were just curious because your son told you there could be a baby?
No. Honestly, when I saw the baby, I called to check on the baby and her. I'm not, she can call me as she may, but I still
I never
care.
said
I'm a
anything
caring
about you, and I
person.
still don't think nothing about you because I
can see
don't know you as a person.
She actually is getting emotional talking about checking on you and your child. Why are you so emotional, Miss Montoya? What are you feeling?
I don't know. I don't know what to feel. I just want the truth to come out.
Like, and another reason is because the baby looked like it favors me. So I was just thinking, like, why I can't be in my child's life if that's my child? Like, it looked like me.
Mr. Sensabaugh, if Malaya is your biological child, do you want to have a relationship?
Yes, I want
You
to have
do.
a relationship with a child. Yes, I want to step up and be a man like I already been trying to do, step up and be a father from the gate without no paternity test.
At some point, you even pursued a home DNA test.
Correct.
Please explain to the court what happened then.
That's when I created this timeline of lies and I submitted it to the court. If I can show you.
Let's take a look at that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The timeline of lies is week 1. I purchased the DNA test, to which she agreed to take. I honestly believed that she would go forth with doing it and there wouldn't be no problems. But I ended up waiting 8 weeks, 2 months for her to send it in. And the whole 2 months, she said, I sent it.
Ms. Brown, had you done the swab? Had you sent the DNA
I did the
sample
swab.
in?
I did, and it sat for a minute because I didn't want to send it in right away. Like, really didn't want to know the truth.
All right, continue with the timeline of lies, ma'am.
So week 10, finally she sends in the DNA sample. Week 11, the results came in. I got an email in the middle of the night
And what did the results say?
that there was 0 probability of paternity.
0.
0.
But then what happens on week 14?
Week 14, I get told by my son that she said she lied and that she swapped one of her other kids on purpose so that he wouldn't be the father.
Wait a minute. Ms. Brown, did you say this?
I said that out of being upset. But
So
of his
once
calls
again,
and him talking to me crazy,
That's
once
another
again,
lie.
cussing me out, and
It's,
Once
Yeah, I
again, here we are where I'm in this
But it never
emotional
happened.
state again of maybe I do have a grandchild, maybe I don't. At the end of the day, my son got shot once. He got shot again after these results. That's week 14. Maybe by week 19, he was shot again and almost died. So here we are, we have still a child up in the air, and that's what brings us here to paternity court.
Do you hope she's your grandchild?
I don't know, because I don't know if I want to deal with her.
you don't have to deal with me.
All right, ma'am. Thank you for your very honest, brutally honest testimony. Ms. Brown, that was a lot of lies,
It was.
most of which you admitted to. Why so many lies?
Cause the whole time I was dealing with her, I should have been dealing with him, and that's how I felt personally.
and that's because I cut her off, Your Honor. I cut her off, and I wasn't dealing with it no more. She wouldn't let me see the baby, nothing, wouldn't send her out here. I cut her off. And my mom was still calling
He
her.
didn't even want me to have communication.
Yeah, and I
He
told her.
wanted me to stop pushing the issue. Even with coming to paternity court, he was upset. He wanted me to just not pursue the issue because she is what she is and she does what she does.
Why couldn't you let it go?
Because that could possibly be my grandchild. This is my son. I can lose him at any given time. He's been shot twice. Who's to say the third time isn't gonna be it? My son almost died when he was 2 weeks old. So if she wants to consider him a mama's boy, that's fine. With him getting shot, it brings just different emotion to me. And I have a 91-year-old grandmother, this still an able body, and if this is her great-great-grandchild, she wants to be a part of her life as well. If this is his daughter, she's withholding back a whole bunch of people that could love her.
Okay. You're just here to make me out to be the bad guy.
You are the bad guy.
She was sending pictures. Okay, I'm posting them on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Like this is my baby. Like you like this. Like it's my baby. Like showing everybody. So she called me like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now you getting like now I'm going through all this because his family member seen that you posting pictures of his baby.
Wait a minute now. What is going on?
I made that picture. And put that on there. I made that myself.
Ms. Brown, did you tell him he shouldn't do that?
At the moment, yeah.
I need you to speak up now. Don't get quiet on me.
Yeah, I did.
Why?
Because my ex was thinking that Malaya was his. And I didn't want to break our family up and to go back into this to deal with all of this nonsense.
She told me there was a possibility before she had the baby. She told him that it was a possibility after she had the baby. So she waited to see, like, so she don't have to go through nothing. She waited to see what the baby looked like. So if it just looked like him, like, I'll be out the picture.
If you really want to know, we had our own discussions, and
I don't care about what
From
y'all had.
when-
I'm here to see if this is my child.
Well, the only way we're going to find out is to get the results, and I have them here. Well, thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Montoya, Sensabaugh v. Brown, when it comes to 1-year-old Malaya Black, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Sensabaugh, when it comes to 1-year-old Malaya Black, and as to whether Mr. Sensabaugh is her biological father. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Sensabaugh, you are not her father.
Yes.
Ms. Brown, you look relieved. Ms. Montoya, you look crushed.
It's not about being crushed. At the end of the day, I really want him to go on with his life, get married, have a baby, and be able to be in that baby's life from birth.
And I wish the best for him in his future.
How do you feel, Mr. Sensabaugh?
Honestly, I feel relief. I got the truth.
Ms. Phillips, you claim that you are certain the defendant's deceased son, Philip Daniels, is the father of your 3-month-old daughter, a miracle phenomenal Daniels. You say it wasn't until after his tragic passing that Ms. Williamson began to deny her grandchild.
Yes.
You believe today's results will prove what you already know, that a miracle is her grandchild. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ms. Williamson, you claim that the plaintiff is both a liar and a cheat. You say your doubts began the moment your son told you himself that he was not the father, and you are here today to defend his honor. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. Because she knows she's a liar and a cheater.
So
all she
when
do
did-
is
when
lie.
did
She
he
lied about
ever
everything.
prove-
What don't
when
you
did
lie
he
about,
ever-
Rissa?
All
When
right.
did he ever tell you
All
that he
right,
wasn't
hold
the
on.
father?
Before I get into the case, Ms. Williamson, I do want to acknowledge that I'm allowing you to wear sunglasses in the courtroom today because you are dealing with an issue, a medical issue with your eyes, and that is okay. I just want you to know.
Thank you.
All right, I want to start with you, Ms. Phillips. Why are today's results so important to you? Tell the court.
Because my daughter needs the death benefits of her father, and she
Well,
needs the
death
help.
benefits. There's no death benefits. He didn't
He
have a
was-
job.
So what you're saying is, Ms. Phillips, that your child is in need of support.
Yes,
and
I can support her myself. I have a job. I can support her
but you
myself.
believe there would be death benefits
want
it
that
death
will be
would be owed
it
to
will be-
her.
It will be death benefits.
There's no
They
death
mothers
benefits.
don't know what
He's
the
not
name.
the father,
So
Your
let's-
Honor.
All right, so let's get to the paternity question. You say he's not the father. Why don't you believe Miss Phillips' daughter is your son's biological child?
Because he said it. He called,
When?
she brought another guy to my house. He answered the phone plenty of times where there was another young man on the phone talking to
When
him.
he was doing the cheating.
Oh, it wasn't committed.
He
then.
was
Wasn't
he
no
was
commitment.
going he
Wasn't no
was going back
commitment.
and
No
forth
commitment.
from he
All right, so what did he tell you about the relationship?
I mean, she was at my house a couple times. She was there or whatever, but he dipped and he dabbed.
Okay, but
I
him,
was at her
listen,
house.
wait, let's be clear. Him dipping and dabbing wouldn't land us in paternity court regarding this child.
Thank you.
So while we understand that maybe he was cheating as well, I do want to understand further, Miss Williamson, why you believe Miss Phillips may have been dipping and dabbing.
Because I was there that time when she had brought a young man to my house and he got very upset. And also I was there when a young man called her phone and he answered the phone. And they was bickering over the phone and stuff like that. So he hung up and he was asking her like, so who was this guy? And she was like, ain't no guy called my phone. That wasn't no guy. So he went back to the number. She was like, well, I talk to him every now and then.
That man was about 40-some years old. What I'm gonna do with
That
him?
was another lie.
40 years old, you can still
That
make a
was
baby at
another
40
lie.
years old?
Not with him.
Leave her home.
Not with him, I wasn't. Not at all. You're right. That man was like this tall. What I'm gonna do with a
Short men make babies too.
What I'm gonna do with him this tall? Nothing.
You can
I
still
was
make a
with-
child, let me tell you that.
Let
But
me say.
listen, Miss Williamson, what I want to understand is you say your son saw Miss Phillips with somebody else.
Yes.
Tell the court what happened.
My son came outside and just got to asking her, like, why would you bring another man to my house? She was like, well, I just came over here, doop, 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 boop.
Do, boop. What is that?
It's just like a little conversation. She was saying what she had to say to him, and he was saying what he had to say to her, so,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so that's conversation.
Yeah.
When your son found out Miss Phillips was pregnant, what was his reaction? Did he tell you? Was he happy? Did he immediately say, I'm happy I'm having a baby. This is my baby, Mom?
No, he was just saying that she's claiming that she's pregnant by him.
It's never good when they say claim.
When I took the pregnancy test at her house when she was asleep in her and took the pregnancy
And you
test
showed
in
me,
her
that's how I
bedroom.
found out, 'cause you
and
showed me the
I took it
pregnancy
outside
test.
to him and told him that I was
But I
pregnant.
told
And
you
what
you
was his
pregnant.
He was
reaction?
Did the
happy.
test tell you, or did I tell you that you was pregnant?
He was happy.
You so hilarious.
So, Miss
You are
Williamson,
too.
So, Ms. Williamson, you say his response is, she's claiming she's pregnant by me.
Right. 'cause
That's a
at first he
whole,
didn't
hold
believe
on.
that she
That's
was
a whole,
pregnant.
first he didn't even believe she was pregnant.
No.
When?
What does he say to you?
He told you that he don't believe that it's his child.
And why
She
did
been
he
dipping
tell
and
you that?
dabbing.
When?
Because she been dipping and dabbing.
When?
Did he ever find out for certain if she was with another man or not?
No, because I was with him every day.
I'm asking the question to Miss Williamson.
Leave a message.
Miss Williamson, did he ever find out that she had slept with somebody else?
Yeah, because she told him.
How can I sleep with somebody else if I'm with him every day?
He's.
Well, you can, trust me.
But
In
you
this
never said he
courtroom,
wasn't the daddy.
It's the thing,
Did you
though.
ever say that he
I
wasn't
never-
the daddy? Did you ever say he wasn't the daddy?
I never said it. I never said he wasn't
So
the father.
I gotta. So you never said that he wasn't the daddy.
I never said
You
it.
never put this up that he wasn't the daddy.
what is that, Miss Williamson?
wasn't-
Now, let me
You-
tell you
Miss
about
Williamson.
this. Let me
not
tell
true.
you.
Miss Williamson, what is that?
A fake page that they made
Oh,
when
you
I
don't
was
say,
first
I made this
pregnant.
page.
Jerome, hand me that paper,
I made this page for real.
please.
You believe in
Who-
your heart that I made this page?
If you're one of y'all made,
Miss
and I
Williamson.
believe-
Girl, you-
So wait, this is a post from Risa Phillips. Lil Phil, not my baby daddy. Somebody help me find who my kid's daddy is, please.
And let me point something out to you, Miss Your Honor. You see how Phillips is spelled? Why would I go make a fake page and spell my last name wrong? Please tell me that. Please tell me
That's
why would
not
I
good.
go? She put on her status that she don't want me to be his baby mama. Well,
I
guess
don't.
what? It's too late. And the
I
baby is
don't.
already here. It's too late.
And
What's
I
gonna
don't want
happen?
to deal with you, and I'm not going to
And you
deal with
not-
you.
you don't
And if
have
that's this
to.
baby, I'm not going to deal with that
Okay,
baby because
that's
you.
fine. That's
you made me
fair.
not want
That's
to be around your
fine.
baby.
That
you
is
did
very
that.
fine.
Remember that.
And let me
You
tell you,
made me
let me
do
tell
that.
you, Your Honor.
This is ridiculous.
I don't like her.
We can tell that.
I don't like her.
And we can tell that too. But guess what? The baby, a miracle.
Exactly
That's who
what
I'm
she
here
is.
for.
And that's exactly what she is.
Because you all can go on and on and on and on about you don't like her and you don't like her. That's obvious to everybody in the room. But what we're trying to find out is, are you a miracle's grandmother?
That would never be her grandmother.
Well, no, Miss Phillips. I hate to tell you, but
I got six
if,
other
if
great
hold
people.
on,
That's great.
Hold on. You talking about I don't like her, and her talking about I don't like her either. That's petty and that's silly because it has nothing to do with a miracle. Nothing. Because she's already here. She's already a living, breathing person. It has nothing to do with it. And we're already at a point where we have a tragedy.
She here
This
for
young
some
man
money that
lost
she's not
his
gonna
life.
get.
Your son has lost his life. If this baby is his, if it is, so now you don't care.
She never
Never
did.
did. Say it again.
She
One more
never
time.
did. Which at
That is
first
not
it
true.
was, oh, this my
Did you just say I wasn't the
grandbaby.
grandmama?
This my
So why would I wanna
grandbaby.
be
This
somebody's
my
baby like you
grandbaby.
just said I
That
wasn't the grandma?
now you don't care. What's baby
haven't.
by period?
No. But hold on. Too many people talking. I want to go back to the fact that Ms. Williamson, are you saying to me, honestly, a lot of the reason why I let you all go back and forth for a moment is because I couldn't imagine as a mother being in your position. And I feel for you. I really do. And I know a lot of the hurt and the anger that you feel is because you have endured a tragedy that no mother would ever want to have to endure. I don't care what she say about you. You don't wish that on your worst enemy. Losing a child, it's all right. Sometimes you just got to take a moment and let the tears fall. Ms. Phillips, take me to the day you gave birth.
I didn't even want to give birth to her.
And why
he
do you
wasn't
say
there.
that? Because he wasn't there.
I tried to hold her in there, inside me. I was waiting for him to walk through the doors. I love that man. I always love him. He knew that. If she didn't know it, she knows now. I just want her to know this is her grandchild.
You say the day you were in the hospital, you were trying to wait. You didn't want the baby to be born because you really wanted him to be there.
Even though I knew he was gone, I was waiting.
Because you just had not processed the grief of him being gone.
I still haven't.
Oh, I can tell. Did any of the family members come up? Did any of his family members,
His brother
mother,
came after I had her.
in the hospital to see a miracle?
Yes. He held a miracle and looked at a miracle. It's just staring at her like,
Girl, you playing
This
with
is
your
my
man.
this is my brother's baby.
You playing with your man. That baby don't even look like my son.
So you're saying that his brother looked at A Miracle and said,
He was just holding her, like him holding her, just sitting there holding her. Didn't want to lift his head up. Like,
all right.
That's telling you, this is my brother. When she first came out, she looked like him and his brother.
all right, well, I would like to hear from Mr. Daniel's brother. Jerome, will you please escort
Baby,
Daniel
like,
Randall
what's her name,
into the
baby?
courtroom?
That's who that baby look like. Could be somebody in the audience, baby.
Is it your baby?
Bring you up to the witness stand.
Let's not start clowning again, ladies.
Could be your baby.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Randall. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to say first that I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
We're here talking about the paternity as it relates to baby A Miracle. And she says you looked at the baby and you said, this is my brother's child. Is that in fact true?
No, Your Honor. I don't know if that's my brother's baby, but that's why we're here now to get the answers, because looks is deceiving.
And so at that time, you didn't make a decision as to this is my brother's child or not.
No, because my brother had his own doubts in his head because of the things that he told me and the things that was sent to him, Your Honor.
What was sent to him?
What did your brother say?
The words that came out of his mouth is he don't know if that's his child or not because he had a picture of Larissa naked that she's supposed to have sent to somebody else.
And Your Honor, I can tell you about that. He took that picture because he was laying in my bed that day.
But wait, his testimony was that you sent that picture to somebody else.
How can I send it to somebody else if he took it?
Well, I mean, you could.
No, I'm saying he took the picture though, in
Because you
his
was
phone.
in his phone plenty of time. When you in his phone plenty of times, you ain't never go
No.
through his phone.
I went through his. Yeah, I'm a.
But,
You
but
just
I'm
didn't know.
saying, did you
Get your ass
send the
correct.
picture to somebody else?
Never. Why would I send myself, a naked picture of myself, to somebody else?
But, Mr. Randall, so your brother did have doubts that he expressed to you explicitly that he didn't know if this child was his biological child.
Yes, ma'am. But, you know, we all have our doubts, so that's why we're here now.
Mama,
so
baby,
we can get
Papa's
to the
baby.
bottom of this.
So the stakes are very high for this baby. If your son is her biological father, she'll never know him.
Correct.
What are your hopes? Are you hoping that A Miracle is your brother's child?
If it is his baby, you know, I'm going to be in the baby's life for sure. You know, if Larissa gives me the opportunity to.
All right. What are your hopes, Miss Phillips?
It ain't no hope. I know it's his baby. There's no hope. I was with this man every day. Like, you can look. He spit her out.
What?
He spit her out.
Like, you some maneri. Girl, look. You look
The
at the same
nose.
eye. My eye might be
The
messed up just a
eyes.
little bit something. But you
This
can see
little
that.
girl, when I say this little
Where?
girl sleep just like this man, she sleep just like him. When I say her attitude and her
And
mug,
Ms. Williamson, before I go to the results, Ms. Williamson, I want you to have a chance to respond. What are your sincere hopes for today? What are you feeling in this moment?
Nothing. I'm not dealing with Larissa. I'm not gonna deal with her.
she won't have.
I'm not gonna deal with her. If I got
So
to,
let me ask you this.
If I got to be in that baby life, I'll figure out some other kind of way. But she don't understand it's called grandparents' rights. So she cannot stop me from being in that baby life if I do want to be
I
in that
most
baby life.
definitely can.
It's called
Okay.
grandparent rights.
I don't care what.
All
it's
right,
called.
listen.
See what I mean? Guess what?
I don't
You almost
care.
let me say something.
Listen, let's not go there. Let's not go there. After listening to the testimony, I do understand that you all have a contentious relationship. It's not about the baby. It's about this relationship. And that's what paternity issues do. Jerome, I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows.
Dear Lord.
Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased Philip Daniels, we performed a DNA test with his surviving mother, Toya Williamson. With that being said, the results determine if there is a viable relationship between the child, A Miracle, Phenomenal Daniels, and Toya Williamson. In the case of Phillips versus Williamson, when it comes to 3-month-old A Miracle, Phenomenal Daniels, it has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between A Miracle, Phenomenal Daniels, and Toya Williamson is 99.8%.
I know exactly who my baby daddy is.
I don't care. I'm not in that baby life. I'm don't want to be in that.
You don't have-
Listen,
I'm not gonna be
hey,
in
we're not going dark when we just got to the light. It is your grandbaby.
What you want me to do?
Listen, I just want you to understand. Take all the drama aside. I don't want you to miss the miracle in the moment. I don't. And I know this is hard. I truly hope in time you will reconsider and be a part of A Miracle's life. She is going to need her village, and she's going to need her grandmother. Mr. Randall, I want to give you the opportunity to step into her life as you said you were going to. I know it's emotional for you. I know, honey. I know. Losing your brother and losing your son that's enough to take anybody over the edge. Everybody in here is hurting on a level there are no words to describe. And to be honest with you, Mr. Randall, I am so proud of you because you're gonna be the closest thing she'll have to her daddy, and you know that, right?
So I ain't got no choice but to make sure his kids is straight. Because if he was here and I was in his place, he'd do the same.
Miss Phillips, you okay, honey? Look at me. You all right?
I just miss him.
Okay.